Chair of AIF Lata, the Honorary Council Mukta Tomar, Mukesh Gangwa, Mohan, Mr. Sam Patora. I had the privilege of seeing him 26 years ago sign an agreement with my father. It's good to see him here again. And Deepak Jain. Deepavali greetings. Deepavali is a time when you bring lightness in people's lives, and a lot of us here today, nearly everyone, are looking forward to enlightening people in different parts of India today. Last year I was here and I had the honor of meeting a lot of you, and I was so excited to be here amongst you. I didn't expect to be a honorary. Mukesh was asking for some names in India, so I came up with some names, and he said, no, I think we want to award you. So thanks for the honor, Mukesh. And I can tell you that Mukesh is a very, very passionate person. We were visiting a client, one of his clients, yesterday, and he was trying to push him and said, you should come in and you should bid here. So, you know, even with his clients, he's pushing the envelope there. And Mukesh, thank you. AIF is doing a commendable job today. You know, philanthropy in India has been traditionally there, but somewhere down the line we've kind of lost that. And America is kind of epitomizing philanthropy today, and has been at the forefront of giving. I mean, I had the last week of going across several universities, and one university I visited had a $98 million sports recreation facility. I don't think all of India has $98 million for their sports facility. And this is really phenomenal, because a lot of you here are from India and you're going back to the roots and giving back to the roots. And that's something you have to be passionate about, because India needs that support. And the contrast, Indians have not been giving as much, and they see the Americans coming forward and giving, and a lot of IIT alumni is coming and giving, and that's starting a movement across in India. You know, Chicago played a very major event in the biggest philanthropic contribution in India. Swami Vivekananda was here in Chicago several years, I think 1928, and he met Tata, Jamshedji Tata, on the journey back, and spoke to Jamshedji Tata and said what India needs. And Tata gave 1/3 of his wealth to the Indian Institute of Science, which is there in, any of you are in Bangalore, I encourage you to go to Indian Institute of Science and see the contribution Chicago has made, because in the journey back from Chicago to Japan, Tata was convinced to give 1/3 of his wealth to the Indian Institute of Science. You know, there's a third factor in India. I was talking about to a few people this morning. 1/3 of India is classified poor by World Bank standards in poverty line. World Bank defines poverty as $1.25 per day. I mean, you can't get a cup of coffee in India, in the US today, anywhere for that. And that's how much people survive in for a day. And if you take, that's 400 million people earning less than $1.25. And another 400 million people earn less than $2 a day. And 26 states, 8 states in India account for 28 countries in Africa in terms of poverty. The global hunger index in India has actually gone up, and there are 200 million people hungry today as we speak. 1/3 of the most malnourished children in the world are from India. 1/3 of the districts in India are under Naxalites and under the left movement, Maoist. And they are, they are trying to kill people, you know, terrorize people and distribute wealth. So, that's the kind of the scenario. But there is hope. Bill Clinton, the honorary chair of AIF, said it very well. You put India and the US together, you get a true 24-hour democracy. That is what India gets to the world. We are the other side of the world with hope. And it's the youngest country in the world. 52% of India is less than the age of 25. 40% of India is less than the age of 17, and that's almost 500 million people. And so it's a young country with a lot of hope. And today, from our side, we do some small contribution. Like we train 1,000 alcohol abuse women every year by just training them how to grow mushrooms. It costs us $10, but through that they can earn $100 a month, and that's a sustainable income for them. And in terms of skill development, the work that we're doing, Mukesh did mention earlier, there was one lady, women in India want to look beautiful like anywhere else in the world, but there are not many beauty parlors in villages. So we came up with the concept of training women to go and open beauty parlors in villages. And one girl came up and she didn't have money. She actually borrowed money to travel across and come and learn. Today she owns a chain of 50 beauty parlors. So, and making women across in India beautiful. And I, for one, wouldn't be here today because I would have been sucked into tsunami. I was booked in a hotel, actually in the shores of Pondicherry, the day the tsunami hit. But sometimes the roads in India aren't good, and they actually are good for me because I'm here. Otherwise I would have been in that hotel and not survived that. That hotel was totally washed out. And that's the kind of relief that AIF is doing today. And that inspired the one that happened in Gujarat. And so a lot of tsunami relief, natural relief too, that's the cause. And today what AIF is doing is really commendable. And let me give you a small example as I conclude. There was a girl in our college who came up and in her social service met a small kid who was blind. And she said, I want to help this guy. And she found a donor. And the operation would cost 20,000 rupees, which is $400. So we came up with this concept. We said, you raise half the money and we'll give you half the money, so that just get that. So she managed to raise 10,000 rupees. We gave 10,000 rupees. And that guy got his eyes. So she came back later, and when Accenture came to recruit in our college, they asked her, what have you done? What's the most meaningful thing that you did? She said, I gave a 10-year-old boy eyes. He said, here's your job offer. And offer was given. And in India, you have arranged marriages, and the husband came in and asked, what's the most beautiful thing you've done? I gave the boy eyes, and she got married. So a lot of you are enabling that process today, and I think opening your hearts to the people at large in India would go a long way in enriching their lives. I know it's Thanksgiving time too, so my Thanksgiving wishes to all of you. And during Thanksgiving, I think it's a time where you go out and thank the world for what you have. And in India, we believe a lot in karma. So when you give, you always get back. So I'm sure you'll get back a lot. And I wish you all the very best. And again, thank you for the honor.